There's a point where your money stops needing you and starts working for you instead. Your money starts making more money than you could ever save on your own. You put in less than it grows, and from that moment on, it climbs whether you add to it or not. It's the point where your money stops needing you and starts working for you instead. Almost nobody ever reaches it. Not because they can't, because they quit right before it happens, in the part that feels like nothing is working. So let me show you where that point is, why the road there feels so slow, and what happens the moment you cross it. First, you need to understand what's actually going on, because it's the whole reason this works. When you just save money, you earn a little bit on what you put in, and that's it. But when you invest it, something different happens. You earn on your money, and then you earn on what your money already earned. So the growth itself starts growing. Picture a snowball at the top of a hill. At the top it's small and it rolls slow, but every time it turns over, it picks up a little more snow, so it gets bigger. And the bigger it gets, the more snow it grabs with each roll, and the faster it goes. Nobody is pushing it anymore. It's rolling on its own. That is your money making money, and then that new money making money too. Keep that picture in your head, because there's a point where your snowball gets big enough to roll all by itself. Now here's the part that stops almost everybody, and I need you to really get this one. The first few years feel like nothing is happening. You put in money every month, you're doing everything right, and the pile barely moves. It feels broken. It feels like a waste of your money. And this, right here, is where most people give up. Let me tell you about someone. Say there's a nurse. We'll call her Rosa. She starts putting a piece of every paycheck into an index fund. First year, she puts in a few $1,000s, and at the end of the year, her account has grown by almost nothing on top of what she added. Second year, same story. Third year, she looks at it and thinks, I have put in real money for 3 years straight, and this thing has barely moved. What is even the point? She almost stops. A lot of people do stop, right at that exact spot. But here's the truth nobody told Rosa, and that I'm telling you right now. It is supposed to feel slow at the start. Go back to the snowball. Early on, it's tiny, so it can't pick up much snow yet. That means, in the beginning, almost all the growth is just the money you put in with your own hands. You're doing the lifting, not the money. Not yet. That is not the plan failing. That is the climb every single person has to make. The only people who win are the ones who don't quit during the boring part. So Rosa keeps going. And that slow climb she's on, it has a finish line, and it's a real number. It's around $100,000 invested. Here's why that number is the magic one. When you've got about $100,000 working for you, a normal year of growth comes out to roughly $10,000. Now really think about what that means. $10,000 is about what a regular person can manage to save in a whole year of trying hard. So the moment you hit that number, your money is growing by about as much as you can add to it yourself. For the first time, it's pulling even with you. Below that number, you are carrying the money. At that number, the money starts to carry itself. That is the line where everything flips. Now I know exactly how that number sounds if you're starting from zero. $100,000 can feel like it's sitting on another planet. So let me be straight with you, because I'm not going to pretend it's easy. Yes, the first 100,000 is the hardest part of this whole thing, by a mile. Every single person who is financially free had to grind through it, and it felt slow for every one of them. There is no skipping it. But here's what changes how you see the whole climb. You are not trying to save your way to being rich, dollar by dollar, forever. You are only trying to reach the one point where the money takes the job over from you. That's the entire goal. So every dollar you put in isn't just savings sitting in an account. It's you building the snowball big enough to finally roll on its own. The slow climb is temporary. What it unlocks lasts the rest of your life. So what actually happens the day you cross that line? This is the part that feels like cheating. Past that point, your money grows by more than you can add to it. So now the money is the bigger worker, not you. Keep going a little further, to around 200,000, and now the growth on its own is about $20,000 a year. That is more than most people could ever save in a year, and it's landing in your account without you doing a single thing for it. And here's the wild part. Once you're there, you could stop adding money completely. Walk away, never put in another dollar, and it would keep on growing by itself. That is what growing itself really means. The snowball is big enough now that it does not need you anymore. And it doesn't just keep rolling, it actually speeds up. Because now it's rolling on a much bigger pile. Getting from 100,000 to 200,000 might take you a good few years. But later on, going from 400,000 to 800,000, the exact same doubling, adds way more money in the same amount of time. Because the snowball is huge now. So each roll grabs a mountain of snow instead of a handful. This is the reason the whole thing looks flat and slow for years and then suddenly shoots straight up. It's the same steady habit the entire time. But the back half of the road does far more than the front half ever did. The people who look like they got rich fast mostly just stayed on the road long enough to reach the steep part. So that's the number. Around 100,000, your money stops needing you and starts working for you. And after that, it only gets faster. The reason most people never see this happen isn't that they couldn't get there. It's that the road to it feels slow and boring. So they quit in the flat part, one step before the magic starts. Rosa almost did. Don't be the person who stops right before it starts paying off. So start now, even if it's small. Keep feeding it. And hold on through the slow years, because you are not just saving money. You are building the one thing that will carry you for the rest of your life. And if this finally made compounding click for you, subscribe and stick around. Because everything on this channel is built to walk you from broke to free, one plain truth at a time.